Hey everybody, welcome in this new episode of Juno Live at home today. And so no particular agenda except of coding. So I thought we can continue to work on Papyrus that we restarted a few weeks ago. If you have question, just ping me anytime. I will check the messages, and otherwise let's have a look. So it's been a few weeks, so let's have a look where we stayed. Maybe I would say we're gonna start by updating a bit our gears, right? Because there was a release, actually even two, and there were several libraries that were upgraded. I think, yeah, you see there are some changes, so let's start by updating that. Right. Okay, so I like to use NCU, I guess, yeah. And I will just do that, and then I will roll back what we don't want to upgrade. So can take that. I guess we can upload this. That's not gonna hurt. I think that's probably safer to stick to TypeScript, and here that's going to be right. Maybe tip tap another day, because that's a breaking change, I guess. And that I think we need let's take this one, right? And yeah, we keep that one. So we're gonna update linter, Juno, Svelte, prettier and stuff. And that should not be here, by the way. And Zod. Alright, so let's have a try. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this one. And we do it again. Not bad. We install it again. Okay, and we're just gonna check if that stuff starts. I cannot directly open an incognito window. That's done. Okay, we are still live, so let's assume it's fine. And maybe let's run this. Right. So of course I do that because it's still in progress, so we are fine with those changes, right? So, all right, so, hoopla. Again, so, dependencies, and that's format. Yeah, because the new ESLint library organized the attributes. Okay, And while we are here, I noticed something incorrect. So this one here should be a depth dependency. Cleaner. Okay. Now, one thing that was chipped here was the fact that the configuration has been improved and we can define a database. So I think we're gonna use that option, because here I guess we have set doc and this kind of things, right? This collection. So what do we use? We use content, metadata, images in the storage, and here for some reason we did a constant but not for the rest. Okay, but yeah, so let's do that then. Okay, so we want a collection, metadata, so that's here. We're gonna add in the data store a collection name metadata with read, I think it's managed, write probably managed as well, and memory unstable, right? And then we have a collection content, which is probably the same content. And what did we have? We have a collection images, so we're gonna put that in the storage. Oopla. Images. Unstable. Yeah. Both. Yeah. And this collection here, we also have one collection content. Ah, yeah, to upload HTML. Okay, and that's a service. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember exactly where we stand. Let's see, let's have a tour afterwards. Okay. And I'll extract that. And do you have a type for this? That would be interesting actually. Does that work? Nice. Is it exposed? Oh, nice. Okay. Great. Now I think the production is not live, so we gonna command that a bit like I do in the templates. Where do I do that? Here, I think. Yeah, I use that keyword. So let's do that. And for the satellites, we are going to use, I'm not sure it will work, but let's try. We will use not the full image, but the one that has no UI. So because it has no UI, it just mount one single satellite with a fixed satellite ID, like this. So when it starts, we will have one satellite that is mounted. Yeah, all right. So let's try that. Why is it complaining here? Ah. Where? Are you drunk? Ah, yeah. All right. So, yeah, my machine is never really fast when I stream and it's so hot outside, so let's see how it goes. All right, so here I start Docker. Could use Podman, but I'm not sure I have the image and I don't want to spend time downloading it. So just gonna use it. And here I will start the backend. Maybe. Ah, I'm dumb. You know what? So that was stupid. I forgot something. So first we're gonna clean up my mistake here. And now what is missing is actually, I told you that we want to use this satellite, blah, 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 because it's fixed, but we need to configure it. So we have to tell that we want to use the emulator with the runner and that we want to use this one. See? All right. So let's try again. Maybe here I should print the name, that would be helpful. Wow. On the other side we notice it. Okay, so now this one is mounted and I can also start the front end. Right, but of course now when I'm gonna sign in, it will fail because the database or the data store is not configured. So what we but the configuration is alright, right? So what we should do, we should take ownership of that local satellites, and I don't know if I documented that in the release. Yes, we need to do that, right? So we need to do this, and because I want to have a dedicated file for it, for this identity, I'm gonna specify a profile Papyrs like this. Okay, and then I don't want to encrypt it because it's development. And now we should be a controller of it. So now that we are here, I can Juno config, and this should take this config with the collection and apply it. All right. So now if everything works right, and if I reload, yeah, all right. Fair enough. Okay, it works. So now we see, we can save and my story, etc. And that works. Super. Okay. So the good things about that is that when we will describe the README, right, and we're gonna put the instruction, we're gonna be able to say to deploy locally, do the following. Okay, we're gonna review it, but basically we're gonna do git clone. We're gonna go cd Papyrs VIP npm CI, and once you are there, you're gonna do Juno dev start in a terminal, and in the other terminal people will do this, and then Juno config there, and npm run dev, and that's it. No configuration or whatever, everything gonna be applied, which can be also interesting to run job in the CI and this kind of things. Okay. Emulator, image, and config datastore, config collection. Okay, and here sudo auto. All right. Okay. So what we had this, and then if I reload, I still got my stuff, right? Does it work? Ah, yeah, that's interesting. So if I sign in again, I should retrieve my data, right? Okay. And now there is this new option that we can allocate colors only. So technically here, do I have somewhere here I got my ID, right? So technically I should be able to go in my satellite authentication, and in the authentication I have rules now, and here I got a list of allowed color. So if I apply this configuration, ooh, maybe I did something wrong, gonna need to review that. Authentication. What was the error last week? So that was something that was not up to date. But I fixed the issue. That's a bit dumb. My CLI is up to date. Form number. But we fixed that last week. That's surprising. Yeah, I'll look afterwards. It may be the satellites that is not up to date. But I've published it. Anyway. Okay, so okay, so here. All right. So let's go to publish. What do we have here? Yeah, we have like that ugly thing here, the title and so on. And if I publish, I guess we have a publish service. And the publish service, where is it? Upload HTML, upload metadata, upload HTML. We're gonna sanitize that to a blob, and we upload the blob key to full pass. Okay. I don't remember what we were trying to do. What was the idea? So yeah, so that's the content. Okay, and that's the metadata, right? And when that's uploaded, I guess we have the onset doc here. With few leftover. So okay, content text. Oh, my machine is already super laggy. All right, so I'm rebuilding the serverless function, and it should deploy it. Okay, so if we publish, yeah, all right, so we landed here. That's the, not sure why I have this. Yeah, okay, it's just raw, and here we map the content, okay, because we decode it. All right, okay, so here that's our content. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want, okay, find the assets, get this HTML contents, build the blog post page, right? So now what we want is, basically we want such a page. Okay, so we want the template and put that in it, and then boop, 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 push it, right? Except that we don't want that. So we basically want okay, here there is an interesting flag which is called editable. But it's just style, right? So, all right. So technically, let's call it template, right? I'm not sure we're gonna keep it, but I just want to test it. And we call it page. And in that page, we will just have I'm not sure what's this because Papyrs display. Is it used anywhere? So let's just have an article with nothing inside, placeholder. So yeah, okay, but I want to have that static, right? So wrong. No, I guess it's correct, no? No? Wait. 2, 3, 4. How come that? Ah! It's because I'm here, so that means that 1, 2, 3. There you go. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's our template, and now let's put some stupid encore like this, and actually okay, there is no outflow. Okay, so now if I build the app, right, are you gonna love yeah, I'm not gonna debug that now, and this can be removed because we updated Vite. What again? Where? Okay. I need to buy water cooling system, I think. And zillion giga of RAM. Yeah, there is an error, but something I can fix another day. Alright, so if I go to the build folder now, yeah, okay, we have this page, and it's always annoying that it does not pre-render. Why did Svelte not pre-render the HTML? Isn't suppose what's the static adapter supposed to do? Yeah, so annoying. Where did that went? Oh, they put that in a JavaScript file instead of pre-rendering the HTML. Spend more time fixing SvelteKit than that. I mean, pre-render true, SSR false. Let's try to bring it one level up to see if that helps. If not, no, it doesn't want. That sucks. It really sucks. Excuse my French. I mean, there is literally nothing else than an article in this page. I mean, kind of crazy that it does not do the job. Yeah, no shit, that's what we do. Yeah, it's lame. I guess there is something in the layout that blocks it. Yeah, probably the init here. So let's try something. We're gonna have like a app, and we're gonna have like a part which gonna be the blog, and in the blog I put the template, but all the rest I put in app, right? Okay, and then here I will delete this, and so okay, we have that now. All right, so which is nice. So if we just compile, I don't know what it does that every time. Whoops. It's really like you're gonna love working with those tools that does the same error every time. I wonder what it's gonna generate. So yeah, but it's really, man, it's really useless. It's crazy. I mean, there is literally no JavaScript on the way. Okay, I'm just gonna go remove unused and update for latest Vite. Okay, and generate static template because that's what we want. Static template. Okay. And here, just for a test, I'll delete app. So now we have literally just a layout page that is prerender true, SSR false, and then just one page that basically have no JavaScript, just a placeholder and some CSS. So if SvelteKit works, I expect the HTML page to be just HTML, not just whatever JavaScript file. Oh man, that's ridiculous. Okay, let's go even further and I will just keep query style here. So I will literally delete everything. Okay. I'll delete that temporary too. I'll stop this to get a bit of resources. That's, yeah, I'm not sure I will really use SvelteKit once to build it. Seriously, it's crazy. There is literally nothing on the way. Literally. And still pre-render true. But yeah, all right. So I'm not sure what we want to do. So we can have an HTML page static. I was just thinking in terms of maintainability, yeah. Being able to generate the template with the same code allow us to use the same style, and because we use the same style, then we can just upload the template in the satellites and then parse it, and yeah, we are good. But if we need to start to read one template, one JavaScript file, and then also that's really lame to have. I wonder if SvelteKit is the right tool for this. Right. So yeah, let's think about it until for next week. So the goal would have been, just to show you what we wanted to do, is like I wanted to generate that page and then add like a Node.js script that push that in memory so that we can regenerate the, oh, we don't even need to, we just deploy. And my idea was that in our satellites that we here, so generate template for the blog post, right? And then that's not what we have done here. Here we would have read the template. So we would have something like get assets and get content or something like that for this asset. And then we would have parse blog into the template, right? And then we would have publish the parsed blog post to the storage collection tab. This way it becomes a real post online. All right, I will look a bit if we can go further with SvelteKit, or if we should not do that, basically. Yeah, I mean, there was a bit of Juno today about the config and configuring the emulator, the collection and so on, and then updating the library and so on, and then a bit of SvelteKit debugging, which is weird. All right, so hope it was interesting enough, and see you next week for a bit more of coding, iterating, fixing, publishing, and so on.